welcome back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a T49. It's the Tier 9 American light tank. It's located on the south spawn of Halluf, and it's under the command of Bait123456. Now he's got the derp gun, which isn't really a derp gun as such. It's a missile launcher. It's the XM81, the Aslains missile. And it's got a caliber of 152mm, and well, with the missile it's capable of doing 910 alpha, penetrating 76mm of armor, and with the premium rounds 910, but it's got a much bigger penetration, 85 as opposed to 76. So it's all about the dirt, baby. Now we actually have the privilege at What Arty Noobs of having somebody who's actually driven this tank. It was developed during the 50s, but one of the members of What Arty Noobs actually has taken one of these out for a spin for real. So he knows what this tank can do. Yes, 336 hit points, but he didn't get a full pen on that one. If he got a full pen, that Progetto probably would have just gone, and suddenly would have lost all his hit points. It's 20 seconds to load the missile back into the chamber. Okay, he's got a number of enemies there waiting for him to move. And I think he's going to let the Leopard take the first shot. If not, he's going to derp somebody who goes past. Just checking the angles between the tanks. He knew he was rubbing up against the Leopard, and he didn't want to do that. And here comes the enemy. Oh, down into the dip. Takes a round for 275. Pulls back. Now, a lot of people said that the XM81 wasn't that successful, and that the shells would blow up prematurely, and that's why it wasn't liked, because of course they would blow up in the tube, they said. Well, the fact is that it was down to the fact that some of the nose cones of the missiles would get damaged, and this was a shaped charge. If you put a damaged nose cone into the chamber, into the breach, it could actually pre-detonate or go off, and that would cause no end of problems. But of course, actually, it could actually go off once the shell or once the missile reached a certain distance from the tank, and therefore it just makes a big bang some distance away from the tank. At least that's what I think he said to me. He said it wasn't so much the missile system that was bad, it was actually the way it was handled was bad. Now he's having difficulties trying to get a good shot on that AMX. Some of his teammates are getting in the way. Puts a round into the AMX M4, tempts him to come down, backs up and goes straight into a rock, I'm afraid. So I think he needs to get out of there and find a new firing position. And that Emil needs to do the same. He's almost loaded. Now, can he get a parting shot on that AMX M451? Nice shot, 325 right to the side of his turret. Now that AMX M451 has got actually quite decent armor. Whoa! Yes, he was driving. His driving was a bit loose there. Don't think he meant to flip himself like that, but it's worked to his advantage actually. Oh, don't go too deep. That M451 is going to get a nice little shot. Here we go. Yes, he got a critical hit for 240, but it was his platoon mate his Waffenträger Alpha Panzer IV who got the kill shot. So we'll just sit here for a moment till he's reloaded. I suppose the thing is, it's quite a fat little tank, the T49, and so it is quite easy to bump into people It's basically a development of the Walker Bulldog. So it's similar to the M41, but it's slightly shorter, stroke fatter. Oh, Pershing just took a hit. Okay, he's loaded, ready to go now. Watch out for the T10. Yes! Nicely done. Skoda. Now he can do a lot of damage to a Skoda, but unfortunately he's not on this side of the field. He's actually headed back to his own area. We've got a whole bunch of enemy tanks up at our end, up their end, and he put him around into the E75, who's been killed. In fact, there's very few players on this side. There's more on the enemy side at the moment. Okay, who's next? It's their T10. We're almost loaded. In fact, enemy tanks are now departing to go back over to their own side. Have you noticed this? There's first the Skoda left, now the Wizzy 120. Or is he sticking around? Go for another shot on the T10. He's not a one shot, but he can. Oh, the rise there is not very good to get a good shot on him. That's better. Nicely done into the cupola. The Wizzy 120 has gone around the corner, but he hasn't left actually. T10's now down, which means we can focus all our fire on that Progetto. And of course he's going to do a lot of damage to a Progetto, and he's decided he's going to throw all caution to the wind now. Just drive up to the Progetto and derp him. Oh, it didn't work! So now he does need to get away. Progetto's taking a lot of damage anyway, but he doesn't want to take a... Ouch! That's what I was worried about, that the Progetto would see him and say, oh, I'll take a bit of that. Okay, he needs to get up close, but he can one-shot this guy. But the Pershing gets the honours. There's still two alive. They're over the other side, the Foch and the Udis. Unfortunately, we lost all the tanks that were over that side. It was the guys on this side that did the best. And specifically because they had the help of Baked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's done 3k of damage alone so far, which is pretty good for a light tank. Oh, we just lost the Skoda T27 to the Udis. Well, at least we know where the Udis is. He's going to try and... Or is he going to come up behind the guy? No, he's coming up right next to him. There's the Udis. Long shot. These missiles do not work well with long shots, but he got it anyway. 324. Incredibly good shot there. It's more of a derp tank, this one, where you drive up close to somebody and hit them hard. Unfortunately, it didn't work with the Progetto. He didn't lock on. Now, where's that Foch? I have the sneaking suspicion that the Foch might have actually gone over to our side of the cap. So he might be over in the other end of the map. That's the Udis, I think, spotted us. Oh, it's the Foch! And he's just fired. Knocked down the wall. He's trying to knock down the walls. Oh, we took one. Okay, and the Udis got a shot in as well. We're losing hit points now. But both of them were one-shots as far as I could tell. Now, I think... Oh, no, he's not. The Foch is not a one-shot. But he could take out the Udis for sure. Unfortunately, he's going to be loaded. Locks on. Yes, that's the way you do it. Beautifully done, that one. Now he goes around one side, the leopard goes around the other. There's no way the Foch can escape two attacking him simultaneously from different angles. He has to focus on one spot. He can't fire at both, and if he splits his fire, only one of them is going to suffer. The other one's going to get the kill. And now he's being chased out of the position. He goes after the Pershing, gets the kill, locks on. Nice derp. And the kill goes to the leopard. That's the way you do it. Well done, Baked. And you can see why he's got 2 marks on his barrel. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's a first class tank for Baked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the T49. Surprisingly, he didn't get any medals other than the fire effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 15, but his win rate from that battle was 6,344. So why didn't he pick up any medals? Let's have a look at the scores. Well, we can see that the high caliber should have gone to the Foch. He got 4,399 hit points of damage, which is more than Baked managed to get, I'm afraid. And so, yes, he would have picked up the high caliber. Baked managed to get 3,846, which put him in second place, and then the Progetto got 3,789, which put him in third. When it came to kills, it was actually shared between the Pershing, the Skoda, managed to get 3 kills on our team, but the high scorers were the Foch with 5 and the Wizzy 120 on the enemy team with 4. And so I'm afraid Baked's one solo kill was not enough to actually put him up at the top, but he did manage to get third when it came to base XP, and the top spot went to the Pershing, 1,319, 1,095 to the Skoda T27, and he got 11 slaves, and 1,091 went to Baked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He fired 15 missiles, got 13 direct hits and 1 penetration, and 12 splash. I think that penetration more than likely was that Uda's. Yes, it was. It went straight through the side of the vehicle. 12 splash, damage of 3,846 hit points, of which 324 were at more than 300 meters. And that was the shot he played on the Udes, the first one, which I didn't think would actually go straight, but it did. So it was a very accurate shot. 3 hits received, all 3 were penetrations. The armour on this vehicle is really not up to it. It's a light tank. It's only supposed to protect itself against small arms fire, not against big heavy shells coming in. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 6 enemy vehicles damaged and 1 killed, and 203 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 51,536 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 16,037 credits, and that's even though he actually did fire a premium round during that game. 1,636 XP, 6,548 for completing the mission and events, and took away 8,184 altogether. So a nice round there in the T49. It's just as much fun in the 90mm version. Of course, you can't dip in the 90mm version, but which of course does provide those sort of moments where you can just drive up to somebody and whack them for virtually all of their hit points with one shot. But of course, the T49 does have the advantage of having more rounds and the ability to stay alive for longer without having to derp someone. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. Thanks for watching.